All right, it's time to talk about another sci-fi film released by Universal. I'm going to be talking about Serenity. Now, Serenity is the film follow-up to the TV series, the one-season series Firefly. Um, yeah, but I watched this before I even watched Firefly. So, yeah, Serenity was released by Universal September 30th, 2005. It's produced by Barry Mendel and written and directed by Joss Whedon, who would go on to be quite the sci-fi fantasy action film director. As you go on to do like the Avengers Age of Ultron. He produced and worked with on Justice League, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He produced the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV series, and he's even worked on like the movie that came out in like the 90s. I produced that, and he's done directed like The Cabin in the Woods and horror, so he has quite the name in horror and sci-fi. Yeah, it's had a budget of $39 million, and I think it was a moderate success, but there's no really backing. Not couldn't really tell, but yeah. So Serenity follows the crew of the Firefly ship, and them trying to. There's like the cannibal people, and trying to take over a planet. It's basically their last stand of them trying to get everyone out to safety and stuff. And it's a good film, but it's a little complex, I thought, um, for it. So if you haven't really watched Firefly, like I haven't watched Firefly in a while, so I can't even tell you all the character names and stuff. But yeah. But for what it was, it's definitely a good continuation, and the way they Joss Whedon ended certain characters and meticulously placed when one character will die. And this one will continue on for a little bit longer, and stuff was really well thought out and stuff. I really enjoyed how that happened. The action scenes in this are really well choreographed and put together. The spaceship effects and everything was definitely good, and you definitely have a, even for someone who hasn't watched it, they do a good job at crafting and updating the characters so you know what their roles are and stuff, and you really feel for it. There's still a lot of good character development from that that they took from the show and made sure people were aware of it in the film, and it definitely helps because it makes those kills even more gut wrenching and moving and everything. So yeah, I don't want to say too much about this film because it's kind of spoiling the whole series, the show, and the film. So I'm gonna keep this a vague review. But yeah, it's a good conclusion for the franchise, I guess you could call it, and definitely one to satisfy fans, but also probably disappointed them too because they're probably not going to do anything more with it. And yeah, it's definitely a good action film. Definitely a lot more action than in the TV show, and they definitely made a good spectacle of a final stand for the Serenity and Firefly crew. So definitely a good action fun time, one action time. But if you're not into Firefly, you're not going to be into this. So uh, just be aware of that. But if you like sci-fi, like it's for the people. Like I find if you like old school Star Trek and stuff like that, it's sort of like that. So you might be into it here. I'm gonna give Serenity a 4 out of 5. It's a fun time to put on and watch, and it's a good little sci-fi action adventure film. Even if you're not familiar with the previous show and stuff, it's still a good little fun time. So definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. I'll link the trailer down below, like always, when I post clips. And then, yeah. Also, my Instagram is always linked down below where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story. I usually have the film title and a hashtag, and the subgenre of film and a hashtag and video clip so you're aware of it. Also, and yeah, so that's linked down below. And also, if you also want to stay in the loop, you could check out my Letterbox where I was posting the star rating, uh, like 4 out of 5 stars or whatever, right after watching it on there. So I'll link that down below too, so you can check it out. So follow one of those two to stay in the loop. Yeah, like this video, share some more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below, and also if you want to see more like Firefly and that, I'd love to hear like if you guys want them to continue, or if you think that's a good conclusion. Like for me, I think it was a good way to end it, but there's definitely ways they can expand upon it. So yeah, let me know your opinions down below. And if you have any films you want to hear my opinions on in the future, whether sci-fi, horror, or whatnot, I'll watch anything. So comment those down below. Try to get to as soon as I can, and if I can find. And so yeah, but that's it for this one. Um, yeah, hopefully. Well, we got another good sci-fi film down, so hopefully there's some other good ones. And make sure you subscribe because I never know what I'm going to talk about next. And maybe hopefully we can find something cool that you never thought of checking out together. So yeah, definitely subscribe, and I guess I'll see you all in the next review. Watch out for all those cannibals running around eating everybody and attacking people once we go off to the stars after all this coronavirus crap. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So cheers.